What's up, everybody? Sharks here, and today I got a new video for you guys. So as you can see, we got Dark Magician. So I'll just get straight to it. So I like to run 2 Dark Magicians. I was thinking about running 3, but I feel like that's just too bricky. 2 is good enough. So 2 Dark Magicians, 1 Dark Magician Girl, 1 Red Eye Spy Dragon. This is obviously here just for Dragoon. Then I run 3 Magician Souls. This is pretty much mandatory in any Dark Magician deck. It does so much for the deck. You can special summon it by sending a level 6 or higher spellcaster from your deck to the grave. And if you special summon it, you can just send your extra spells and traps to draw some cards. Or you can send it to the graveyard and special summon a Dark Magician. I also run 3 Magician's Rod. Again, he's basically mandatory. Use your normal summon of the deck. On summon, search a spell or trap. I list Dark Magician in the text. Then I run 2 Illusion of Chaos, and the reason I run 2 is because I run 3 Preparation of Rites, so I feel like you don't need to max out on 3, 2 is good enough. He is a hard once per turn, but he also unbricks your hand, and you can Ritual Summon him every once in a while. He's not a bad card. He is a monster negate, so. Then I run 1 Timaeus Dragon, just the one of. He's kind of bricky, but he can special summon himself, and then on field he's just a Polymerization, so not bad. He's searchable too with Soul Sorter. And the last monster I run is Magic Karibo. The Magic Karibo, I like it. You can, so during the main or battle phase, if you took battle by an opponent's card effect this turn, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck or graveyard. So yeah, if you take any damage, just discard it and just bring back a Dark Magician for more defense. And if it's in the graveyard and your spellcaster is destroyed by battle, you can just add it back to hand. And you can use both effects in the same turn, so that's why I like it so much. You can use both effects in the same turn. So that's it for the monsters. It's a pretty small monster lineup. It's more about spells and traps in this deck. So for spells, you got probably the best spell in the deck, Soul Servant. This allows you to stack the top part of your deck for a Dark Magician card or a card that mentions Dark Magician. So it can be spells, traps, or monsters. So it kind of just searches the whole deck. And then you can banish it from the grave and draw a card if you have Dark Magician. Or draw 2 if you have both Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. So it's kind of like a Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, if you guys know that card. Then I run 3 Red Eyes Fusion. I like using 3 of them because I think Dragoon is really powerful still in this format. So 3 Red Eyes Fusion. Then I run 2 Dark Magical Circles. I was thinking about running 3, but it is a hard once per turn for the target banish, so you can't just have 3 and just banish 3 cards. You can only banish 1 card. But when you activate it, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 spell or trap that lists Dark Magician. So I like 2 of that. I also run 2 Dark Burning Magic and 1 Bond between teacher and student. So I like this little package because Dark Burning Magic says if you control both Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, you can just destroy all cards your opponent controls, which is very powerful. So that's why I run 2 of that. And then Bond between teacher and student. If you have Dark Magician, you special summon Dark Magician Girl, and then you set 1 of these from your deck. So, not a bad package. I like using it. And then 1 Eye of Timaeus. Unfortunately, this card is not searchable at all, so you just gotta draw into it. But basically, you can just target a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl and just summon a fusion. So it's just a 1-card fusion. Very powerful. I wish it was searchable, but what can you do? Then 3 Preparation of Rites. This is just here to search the Illusion of Chaos, and it's not a hard once per turn, so you can use multiples of it. And if you have extra copies, you can use Magician's Soul to send it to the grave, draw some cards. So that's why I run 3 of this. Then Secrets of Dark Magic. This is just a quick play fusion or ritual, and it is searchable because it lists Dark Magician. So I might bump this up to 2 because the fusion monsters are what makes this deck really good. You guys can mess with the ratios. So far 1's fine with me. 1 Magicalized Fusion. This is just like a miracle fusion for Dark Magicians. You can just banish spellcasters, special summon a fusion spellcaster. So 1 of those. I run 1 Magician's Salvation, 1 Secret Village, and 1 Terraform. So Salvation will let you set Eternal Soul directly from deck. Secret Village to spellcasters. If you control a spellcaster and your opponent does not, then they cannot use spell cards, which is basically an auto win. What I like to do is Red Eyes Fusion, Secret Village, pass, and then see your opponent try to break that board. and then terraforming to search them. Then one Call by the Grave just for hand traps. You don't want to get ashed. One Upstart Goblin just to draw a card, because you can stack the top card of your deck and then draw a card. So I think Upstart works surprisingly well in this deck. And that's it for the spells. Now for the traps. I run 2 Infinite Impermanents. I of all the hand traps, I decided to run Impermanents because Cashier is around, and I feel like Impermanence is the most impactful hand trap in the format so far. So this is a flex spot for sure. You can run whatever you want, but I like Impermanence. And then the final 2 traps is just 2 Eternal Souls. Really good card, good and bad at the same time, because it makes your Dark Mission unaffected by all your opponent's card effects, and you just keep bringing it back every turn. But if this card leaves the field, then all your monsters get destroyed. So it's a balanced card. You still have to run it. It's very good. So that's it for the main deck. Nice 40 cards. Now for the extra deck. I run 1, the Dark Magicians. This card is good, but not like great, if you guys know what I'm saying. Like it's not bad. I like using it, but it ain't the first fusion monster I summon. So one of those. And then I run 2 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and then the reason I run 2 is because Cashier is around. They can look at your extra deck and banish. So if you only had 1 and they banish it, then you're out of Dragoon. That's why I run 2. But yeah, this card does so much. If you guys haven't read it, then you'll be surprised with how many good effects it has. I think the only bad effect is that you have to discard to negate, but that's not even bad. Very powerful. I think it's probably the best fusion in the game. Like, why would you not run it if you're playing Dark Magician or Red Eyes? I also run 2 Dark Magician the Dragonite, and again, the same reason why I run 2 is because Cashtira, you don't want to lose it, so run 2 of it. This card protects all your spells and traps, can't be targeted or destroyed, all your spell and trap cards. And if you have Eternal Soul, since this card is treated as Dark Magician, it is unaffected by card effects. So it's just a strong wall, and you can just bring it back every single turn if it gets destroyed. So, to him, I run 1 Quintet Magician. This is only here for the Magic Allies fusion. I've summoned him maybe like 1 time, but when he does show up, it's fun to play. You can't be tributed, you can't kaiju him off, and you can't super poly him either because you can't use his fusion material. So he's kind of annoying to get rid of. He's 4,500 attack, and if you use 5 spellcasters with different names, then you can just destroy all cards your opponent controls on summon. So 45 attack and defense, just a big beater. And then for the link packages, it's just a bunch of generic links, honestly. I run 1 Blacklustre Solar Chaos because you run a level 7 as Dark Magician, so if you link it off with Dark Magician, can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So he's not bad. I like him. Then I run IP Masquerena along with the Nightmare Unicorn. Again, just another simple package. IP, just a generic link to, and then go into Unicorn during your opponent's turn to shuffle a card. I run 1 Artemis. Artemis is only here for your Magician's Rod. So what you would like to do, I'll show you guys quick. Is you would summon Magician's Rod, search any spell or trap that lists Dark Magician, then you would just link it off for Artemis. And then when you activate a spell or trap, you contribute it, and then just add Rod back to hand so you have a normal summon again for next turn. So that's the only reason why it's here. Just for Rod. And then Selene. Again, Selene, it's a spellcaster deck, so why not? You might come up. I haven't used it so far, but it's still a good card. You can just revive a spellcaster from the grave. I run Access Code as well, because again, there's so much flex spots in the extra deck. I just run a bunch of Link Monster Access Code. You don't have to run it, but I like it. You can use any Link 4 you want, like Boral Sword. Underworld Goddess. Now this card I really like. I think this is probably a staple in almost every deck. This just outs any monster, because you can just link it off. There's really no monster that I know of that says cannot be linked away. So it is 5 material, but you can get to it. I've summoned it before, so it ain't impossible to summon. And then Link Spider. Link Spider's only here, so if you have, let's say, Eternal Soul and the Dark Magical Circle, and let's say Dark Magician. So let's say this is your end board, turn 1. You can just link it off. Summon Link Spider. That way, during your opponent's turn, your Eternal Soul is live, and you can just revive Dark Magician and then target banish 1 card they control. So that's why Link Spider's here. It's just to get Dark Magician in the grave. So you can use Eternal Soul in the Dark Magical Circle combo. And then the last Link monster is Dark, just because it's generic Link 2, Dark monsters. it comes up. It's not bad. So that's it for the extra. I want to show you guys the side deck. So for my side, I run 3 triple tactics talents. This card is very good right now. A lot of people are running cards like monster effects during your turn, so you can just draw 2 or just take their monster. Very good card. Now I run 3 Book of Eclipse. This is just here for the Cashier matchup. So it's just a quick play Book of Moon every monster on the field. So if they have a full like Cashier combo and you have Ibly, you can just draw phase, flip everything face down, and now you can just play the game again. So that's just here for the Cashier matchup. 2 Dark Rulers just if you're going second and playing against a combo deck, just negate the whole board. Harpy's Feather Duster, this is just spell and trap removal. You never know if you're going to play against a back row deck. Now, 3 Skill Drain, this card works surprisingly well in this deck because, again, it's mainly about your spells and traps in this deck. You want to use Eternal Soul, Dark Magician, Dark Magical Circle combo, just keep Special Summoning Dark Magician and banishing cards. And it's very good under Skill Drain. So, 3 of that. And then finally, 3 Evenly Match. Again, just another board breaker card. Just in case you go second against a combo deck. Just banish everything. So, but yeah, overall, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This deck is a lot of fun. It's surprisingly well. It can take some games. You will be surprised how well it can catch your opponent off guard, especially with like Dragoon. There are a lot of rogue decks that just don't have an out to this card. So you have Dragoon and like Secret Village of Spellcasters. You'll be surprised. Like some people cannot play around it with just a simple 2-card combo. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We got more videos on the way. But other than that, Sharks out.